right, guys, welcome back. So this is the next installment of our 12 episode weekly live stream series on unlocking the power of Trimble Forensics Reveal with SketchUp. So I'm your host, Chris Lutz, and just want to say thank you all for joining me today. Those of you that are going to be joining the recording, thank you very much for tuning in, or at least watching it. Hopefully we give you something valuable out of this. So we've got a fun one this week, and what we're going to be doing is putting together things. Mostly cars, right? We're going to be working with cars for the most part. But this really what we're doing here really applies to just about everything. So what we're going to be doing is taking cars and we're going to put things together. A couple weeks ago, I did one on photo projection, where we took photographs or images and we projected them onto vehicles. And in part of that episode, or at the very tail end, what we did is we created a patrol unit using the image from the graphics, okay, the graphics that departments buy to put on the side of their cars. We took those graphics and we projected them on the side of the car. Now, part of that, or the very last part, was that we were just using a regular old vehicle from the 3D warehouse, and then we went into the 3D warehouse, found another car, or another police car that had the kind of light bar that we wanted, and we took the light bar off of one vehicle and then put it onto another. And that gave you a little preview of what we're going to be doing today. So what we're going to be doing today is putting things together. One of my first episodes was taking things apart, so taking parts off of vehicles, and we're going to do that a little bit. But then we're going to put things together. We're actually going to assemble things. Excuse me. So that's what we're going to be doing. Those of you that haven't seen our schedule, I'm going to transition over here. Those of you that haven't seen our live stream schedule, there's a QR code that will take you to our blog that has our schedule. Okay, all of the episodes that we're doing. I believe we're on episode 7 or 8. I'd have to look. But we're on the back half, I believe, of our series. And so if you want to see what episodes you may have missed, you can follow that link right there, and that'll take you to our blog, which will show you 1, things that you've missed, and 2, what is yet to come. So, getting on the topic of things that we missed. So this episode, no matter what platform you're watching it on, if you're watching it live and you get called out, not a problem. It's recorded. Okay. And all of our previous episodes are also recorded, and they're recorded on the platform that we're streaming them on. So if you're watching this on Facebook, you can go back and look at our previous episodes on Facebook. If you're watching it on YouTube today, you can go back on YouTube and find our previous episodes. Same thing with LinkedIn. All of our previous episodes in this series are all up for you to take a look at. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the modeling. So what I'm going to do here, we'll just go right into SketchUp here. Okay, one thing apologize, I didn't start up my key visualizer. Let me see if that... All right, it's working. All right, yeah, down there in the bottom left, you can see what keys I'm pressing on the keyboard. All right, so what we want to do is we want to assemble a vehicle. So the first one I'm thinking of is like a pickup with a topper, or pickup with a camper, or something like that. So let's go through and, I don't know. Let's say we have... No, I don't know. We'll just do a Chevrolet pickup. And we need to find a Chevrolet pickup. Now, we may or may not have one with a camper or a topper. If we're looking for a pickup, we may find the pickup and we may find a topper, but we may not find the two actually put together. Or at least put together for us. So that's what I'm going to be taking a look at, is finding a pickup that I like, but I can't find a topper or a camper, so I'm going to go get that somewhere else. So let's just take a look at this one. 2005 Chevy Silverado 1500. We may have a problem with this model. See if we can find another one here. That's a step side. If I'm putting a camper on, I don't really want... Yeah, maybe skip on to another one. Let's see what else we got here. You know what? This is one we're not going to find very often, is a, and I didn't see what size this is. Get down here. How big is this? Oh, it's only 46,000 polygons. Outstanding. So we're going to go with an older Chevy pickup. Let's say we had one of these involved in a crash or involved in a crime somewhere, and this pickup also had either a topper or a camper. I haven't quite decided which one I want to do yet. But this pickup had some type of a camper or a topper or something like that on it. Again, you're not going to find the pickup with the topper already put together. Okay, you're just flat out not going to find it. So what we want to do is we want to go to the 3D warehouse and get another model that matches it. Again, it could be a camper, topper. Let's see here. We'll just do pickup camper. I think we might find some more stuff there. So we have like a home-built pickup camper. That might be pretty close to... Just take a look here in the 3D preview. You know what? I like that. It's pretty well detailed. We've got some dimensions in here, which I'll probably take the dimensions out. But I like that. Let's do that. So I'm going to grab this model right here, and it's oh geez, it's only 428 polygons. I will definitely take that. All right. And depending upon where it comes in, we may need to move it or make some modifications. Okay. So right now, this camper has a few. We may need to double check this. Also, I need to. Let's see here. I need to get a. I apologize. What I'm looking for is a. Looking for the specs because I think that was a 1985. So let me look here. I apologize. I'm doing this one off screen for you guys. I think we're going with a 1985. And Chevrolet, and no, I don't know. This will be a. Is this? And long bed. 3 meters. All right, I apologize. I'm looking up the specs here real quick. I don't. 3 meters. 211 inches. One. Yep, that is actually scaled correctly. Okay, so we'll start off with the camper. Now, the camper is its own object, basically, or its own component, or its own group. So we need to get down in there. So I'm just going to double click to get inside of the group. And now I can get in here and I can just select the measurement and hit delete, delete, delete. And I don't want the door to be open. I want this one to be closed. So what I'm going to do, looks like the door, when I click on it, it's highlighted here. So I'm going to rotate the door. Now for the compass here, the first click is the pivot point. So let's just say I'm here, and then you pick your starting point here, and then you rotate. Now, obviously, that's not what we want to do. So I'll hit Control Z. I want to rotate it starting here, and I want to rotate it on this axis. So one of the ways I can do this is just hold it and press Shift. Click. I can click here, and then that allows me to shut the door. Or another way to do it is I can press the up key, and that will rotate it on the on a locked plane. And I can click here, here, and here. That'll close the door. Outstanding. All right, I have this thing as a group. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to press the M key to move it. And I'm going to move this. Well, I'm going to start at the midpoint of this line. So if you hover your mouse over, you'll find the midpoint, or it'll come up with a snap for the midpoint. And what I'm going to do here is just midpoint it onto the tailgate. Now, hopefully on these models, they will have a midpoint there. Let's see, there's an endpoint in the group. Another way, that's actually looking pretty good. Another way I could do that is move that, say, to here. That this is probably a good middle section. I could also draw a guideline across. There's a bunch of different ways I could do this, but that's the way I'm going to do it on this one. So next step, I'm going to rotate again. I'm going to rotate around my Z axis. So I'm going to press the up key. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to find that point right there, come over, and then I will just pivot that around point. Now out in here, it's kind of a free pivot, but if I move my mouse in close, it'll actually snap to certain degrees. So there's 30, 45, approximately 91, and there's 90. So I'll put her there. And that's looking pretty good. Next step, I want to move this up. So what I'll do is I'll hit the M key to start moving. I'll start on my edge. I'll just begin sliding it up on my green axis. Now we do have a potential issue here. It may be an issue, it may not be, where it's poking through the bed rails. It might be a bit of an issue. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take this face and I'm going to shorten it up just a little bit. So I'm going to click on the face and I'm going to hit M for move. I'm going to start from here. I'm going to move this in about, I suppose 2 inches. Yeah, I like that. I'll do the same thing here. Select that face, M. I'll move that in about 2 inches. Outstanding. I like it. And then I'm going to go back out of the group. And then from here, I'll just move her on in. I want to move this to using the green axis here and get it up to about there. There we go. So I can see it'll be pretty much where I want it. Now I want to go down. Now by going down, it's going to be, the tailgate is going to be a place where it's going to be in a place I don't want it to be. So I need to get down into the tailgate. Maybe I want to hide it. Just to see, Control Z. I'm getting ahead of myself because I should have removed the tailgate first. So let's hide this so I can work on the tailgate and the tailgate only. I'm going to come in here, double click, double click, double click. All right. And by selecting this, this is also selecting all of this other stuff in the bed, and I don't want it to do that. I only want certain faces. So I'm going to go from top left to bottom right here and kind of drag. So I'm only selecting my tailgate. Looks like it also accidentally selected this. So I'm going to hit Shift here. I'm going to deselect all of that. Looks good. And I'll come over here, do the same thing. And what I'm seeing is just these blue lines here showing me that whatever I do here is going to affect things that I don't really want it to affect. Yeah, it looks good. And you know what I might do is make that a group, and then I'll hide it. Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap here. Let's see if it got on the other side. Yeah, it got a little bit on the other side. It's all right. It'll be covered by the camper. Okay. I need to display hidden objects. Looks good. That. So Control Z back out of here. There we go. Now I'll turn off the hidden objects. There we go. And I will just trash can that. All right, looks good. Close my group, turn on my hidden objects. All right. Yep. Keep on closing back out. I'll come up here, right click, and I will unhide it. Outstanding. So we got a guide in here. I'll clean that up. All right, looks good. So now we've got... Oh, looks like we've got a couple hidden objects in here. And we all know if we don't get those cleaned up, Reveal is going to complain at us. Well, not necessarily complain. It will make life just a little bit more difficult here. And I'm going to rotate around. There we go. And I want to select all of this stuff. Make it go away. All of that. Make that go away. There we go. Now we're clean. Beautiful. All right, and then from here, I'll close back out, and I'll hit the M key again. Now, if I want to set this down on the bed itself, I'll just select on the face. So click here, I'll press the up arrow, and that will constrain me to only going up and down. And then from here, I'll just place my mouse on my on the bed of my pickup. You can see here it's constraining it to that that measurement. And we now have our pickup with a camper. Now, we kind of have an issue here where this camper's just a wee bit longer than what I like. I'd like to shorten this up just a touch, get it back up. So I'm going to modify this camper just a little bit. I'm going to double click in here. Looks like a window maybe, so I'll delete that. I'll delete that. That'll stay. Delete that. Next, what I will do is take all of the objects that are here on the back. I'm just going to select on down. Looks like I need to do this side as well. So I'll go top left to bottom right. Yep, shift, and that way I'm... Ah, dang it. Come on, Chris. Control and drag, and that will select all of the objects here. Next, what I'm going to do is use the M command, and I'm just going to drag this stuff forward. And you notice here I'm moving the whole back end of the camper, so it's doing weird stuff. I want to keep it on the red axis, so I'll use the right arrow, and that will bring it to right about there. I'll go with that. Now, if I had dimensions on this thing, I would use that, but all right. That looks good. Now we have the issue of these windows. Let me move this and see what this is. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to hit Control Z here. What I will do, does that have windows in the front? It doesn't. Good. All right, what I am going to do is I am going to delete these windows. I was going to scale them, but kind of my motivation just died. So I am going to get back in here, and I'm going to do the same thing on the side. So I'll get kind of side on with it, and I will drag from top left to bottom right, and that will select everything there. I also want to select that. You want to hit M to move it, and I'm going to move this whole thing in, I don't know, 1 foot 6 inches. Enter. That's looking a lot more reasonable. Do the same thing over here. There we go. Top left to bottom right. And I'll hit M to move, and I will also move this in 1 foot 6 inches. Enter. Got a couple guides that need to go away. There we go. I'll just hide them that way. And I wonder if this will fit within an 8 foot 6 inch. 9 foot 4. Not quite. So we need to go about another 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches. So this will have to go 5 inches in yet in order to be legal. I'll get into the group, and I will select that. And we'll hit M for move, and we'll move it in another 5 inches. And we'll do the same thing here. So I'll select from top left to bottom right. M for move, and I'll move all of these objects in about 5 inches. I like it. We now have a pickup and a camper. Now, I could come in here and do some more, right? I could always bring the bottom up if it didn't quite fit. Really depends on what we want to do. Now, one way I like to check this, that I don't have anything that's overlapping, is I'm going to go into my section planes. And I'm going to create a plane right here. So I'm going to create right here. So I can also use the arrow keys and lock it. So if I want to lock a plane, and I want that plane to be right here on the red axis, I click there. And I now have a cutaway showing that my camper and bed are not overlapping. I don't have anything weird going on here. I'll take and delete that section plane. And we're good shape. Okay, from here to go to reveal. If I'm happy with this, actually, no, now that I think about this, I'm going to make a few changes here. I want the pickup to be red. So I'm going to drill down into this group, and I'm going to go grab or maybe a dark gray. We'll figure it out. All right, there's my paint bucket and my materials in use. So these are materials that are already in my model. Not super jazzed about this. You know what this needs to be? This needs to be kind of period correct. We need to go find a... kind of a nice green color. I'm looking for that. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. I'll do the same thing there. Edit that group. And I'll close that. Looking good. Now we're just going to make her all kinds of green here. Edit group. I'll edit that group and we'll just make her green. On the other side, it turned that one green, so I may have to... Yeah, I don't like that black stripe. I'm gonna make her green. That group. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, same thing here. Close group. Group. There we go. Just close her there. And we'll just do her all. Ooh, I think we got her. We got her. Outstanding. All right, so we got our Silverado pickup with a really nice gray topper. You know what? I want to make this, or at least a camper, so I want to make this kind of a gray, medium gray color. That light gray, that kind of silvery white looking, or I guess more of a dirty white, I suppose. Yeah. I like that. I think that is just fantastic. Okay, from here, I'm happy with this. Sorry about that. So I need to display hidden objects and hidden geometry, making sure that nothing weird is here. Before we head off to reveal, everything looks good. So I am going to download this as an SKP. It says, hey, there's some stuff here that isn't being used anymore. Yep, go ahead and purge it. From here, it's been downloaded as Untitled 12. You know, one of these days I'm going to get out of this bad habit of just saving weird or at least untitled file names. One of these days I'm actually going to start saving something before I get going. Unfortunately, today is not that day, and tomorrow does not look good either. Okay, let's go to reveal. So I'm going to go over here to reveal. Let's transition over. Looks good. I'm going to go to draw models, and this will be a SketchUp model. File on disk. Next, I'm going to hit browse, and for my downloads folder, there we go. There's my untitled 12.skp. Chevy pickup with camper. Next name. Wow, time is flying here. Time is really flying. It's amazing how fast it goes. Ay, ay, ay. All right, yeah, we're 30 minutes into the webinar already. Yeehaw. All right, we'll have reveal look inside here and get our model. There we go. So we just have to decide which one is the front. So we'll say side 5. And which one is the top? That will be side 3. Now it's been in my objects, custom models, hit next. And this computer's just struggling today. Just absolutely struggling. There we go. And we're finished. All right, from here, I'm going to go into my objects and my custom library here. And we should get down here and be Chevy pickup with camper. Close, and in 3D, I now have my Chevy pickup with camper. Fancy, 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 fancy. Fancy, fancy. Okay, so we got our Chevy pickup done. Now, there's some others that we could do as well. I'll just go back to SketchUp here. Last week we did one with a light bar on a vehicle, but you know, I feel like doing another one here, so I'm just going to delete those out. And you know what? Let's go back to our model warehouse here. And I apologize, my spelling is Lamborghini. Here we go. Okay, if one of you had an idea that you know, you wanted a Lambo for a patrol car, there is an option here to see what you know, you could see what this would look like with a light bar on top of it, and that's what we're going to do here. Is I'm just going to go grab a I don't know. Oh, you know what? We're nope. We're Nope. We are going to do a DeLorean. So this one, we're going to have the Back to the Future DeLorean be our patrol unit. We're going to stick a light bar on top of here. So I don't need this to be incredibly detailed. This one's got 100,000. Let's see what this looks like in 3D before I import it. We're at 307. I want to see what the Back to the Future DeLorean would look like with a light bar. Now the light bar is going to be, you know what? Okay, we'll see how this goes. The problem is that the doors are gull wing, and that's going to make things tough for a light bar. So what we may need to do is modify this just a touch and put the light bar back here behind our doors. It should still be plenty visible. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so let's go grab our DeLorean, and we will put it right here in the center. I'm going to turn off the hidden objects and hidden geometry, just so I'm not getting all those lines in there. This is a darn good model. Whoever did this, bravo. Well done. Okay, from here, let's go back to the warehouse, and we will just get a police car. Let's see what kind of light bar we can come up with. I think no, it wasn't last week. It was a couple weeks ago. I did one, and I put the old, I think it was like a KSP charger, and I put the old Code 3 light bar on top because, well, why wouldn't you do that, right? But all I'm looking for is, oh, hello, shout out to our, oh yeah. Can't remember if it's Michigan. No, Michigan's got the, I'd have to look. Oh, that's cherry. That is cherry right there. So I want this light bar. Now there's going to have to be, you know, I don't know how well that's going to work with that DeLorean. With the gull wing doors. Dang it. That was going to be fun, but so much for that. All I'm looking for here is just a light bar. I'm only looking for a light bar. You know what? Shout out to our Shout out to our Detroit Police Department. Last time I was up there in Detroit, you guys have some really good food up there. Okay, you know what? I like this light bar. Boy, it looks pretty nice. If I have to mess with the dimensions or anything, I can scale that. All right, so I'm going to download this. Now, the only thing I want here is the light bar. The car, yeah, I'll leave the car, but what I want is that light bar. That is an incredibly detailed model. All right, let's get in here, and I want to get my light bar. So I'm just going to double click, and now I'm down inside of here where I got the light bar. So I want those two, and I also want the mount. All right, so I'm going to close that component. When I click here, right now what it's selecting, there's some stuff in the light bar and there's some stuff down below. So possibly these other lights are included in it. What I want to do here is I want to right click explode. What that will do is that'll break out all of those things into individual components so that then I can select the mount and I can select the light bar and the thing here in the middle, hopefully. See what that looks like if I... Oh. Apparently I'm selecting more than just that. Here's what I want. Only want that. Exit it out. Double click, get back in here. There we go. So I only want that. Just double checking, make sure I got everything. Looks good. I'll right click here and make that a group so that all of that goes with me. And now I'll just click. Oh, looks like I have some lights here. Not sure I want those. Let's see where those are at. Yeah, those are tied in there as well. All right, let's Control Z, put that back. I will right click and hide it. Take this, double click. Oh, nope, I want to close it. Next, I want to explode that. So all of these are there. I'm going to make those a group. And on my display, I want to unhide my hidden objects. Take this, unhide it. Now I want to do this again. So come up here. I want to select everything in here. Right click. Yeah, I'll just explode it. There we go. I'll select everything there. Oop. Right click and make that a group. And now there should be some lights that come with it. Nope, sure didn't. What did I miss here? Explode that. I remember what I did. Control Z, move that back. All right, so I want to hide that. And I want to turn off hidden objects. So I'm not seeing that. Now from here, I will explode it. Memory serves me right. I hit Control Z. All right. All right, now I got it. So now I'll bring my hidden objects back. Unhide. Come over here. Select all of this. Right click. Make that a group. Now when I move it. Ahaha! Got it. Okay, now that I got it, I'm going to hit Control X to cut it. I'm going to close my groups here. Actually, I could just hit that and back out. All right, into my DeLorean here. So I'm going to double click to get into the DeLorean group. Looks like I'm going to have to clear off some space here. So I'm just double clicking to get down in here far enough that I can get this out of the way. Looks good. Next, I want to hit Control V to paste it in. Rotate that 180. Next, what I'll do is kind of grab the midpoint here. I want to stick that out in there and center it up. There we go. So she's centered. I'm going to scale this just a touch. I'll bring that forward. There we go. Still possibly going to interfere with the doors. But, I mean, if we're worried about the, you know what? If it's worth doing right. So I'll scale that, hit Control to go both sides. If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. Next, I want to move that. There we go. We'll go front to back. There we go. So now we're not going to interfere with our doors. And that is just cherry. Absolutely cherry. All right. So, you know what? Again, if anything's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. So I'm going to grab our spotlight here. Let's close that. Let's take that, and I want to explode it. And I want to take that, and I want to explode it. What I want is this thing right here. Click, make that a group. Oh yeah. I'm going to hit Control C. I'm just going to copy it. I don't need to cut it. That vehicle's going to go elsewhere anyway. I'll get up and out of that. There we go. Now we'll go into our DeLorean here, and I'll just do a Control V. Next, I will rotate it. And I will place this right about there, because, well, why not? Put our spotlight on our DeLorean. We may have to move that up for ergonomic purposes. Gotta make sure it goes through the A pillar, not the door. Looks good. So we now have a DeLorean police car. I love it. All right, let's go through and we'll clean this out. If I wanted to put a push bumper on there, I could, but I'm unfortunately kind of running out of time on you guys. So we have our DeLorean. I click here. It looks good. I'll go looking for any hidden objects and hidden geometry. I don't see anything. So if you Range is clear here. All right. Let's download this as an SKP. Yep, we'll purge all of the other stuff that's not there anymore. It's now been saved as Untitled 13. Let's go into Reveal. There we go. So we'll go to Reveal, so we'll draw models. I want to bring in a SketchUp model, so we'll go to File on Disk, Next, and browse. This one will be in my downloads here, so we'll go to Downloads, Untitled 13. Hit Next. And I'll just import it as DeLorean, hit Next. And this shouldn't take too awful long. I don't think this model was very large. Hopefully, anyway. All right, this is a good time to do a little bit of housekeeping here. So for these live streams, if you have any questions, comments, complaints, concerns, anything like that, by all means, put them in the comments for the video, even if it's after the fact, after the video is done or after our live stream is done. The live streams are always I think they're the best way to catch it, right? Because we're working together in real time. But if you miss it, by all means, put a comment in the comment section of your of the platform which you're watching, because this, it's kind of fun to be able to read your comments and really get feedback, right? If you like something, if you want to see more of something, put it in the comments, because we do look at those. And our final episode in the series, which will be episode 12, it's kind of an open line Wednesday, where if you're live, hey, shoot me something. Send me a, hey, I'd like to see this, or hey, I'd like to know more about this. Hey, going back to this, could we have done this? I would love to hear that, but if it just comes to your mind, put it in the comments section. I'd love to see it, love to read it, and be able to give you what you want, in essence. I'm big on giving people what they want. So let's get down here. A, B, C. And there's a Hilux. There we go. There's our DeLorean. It looks like we're scaled just a little bit off here. Yeah, our scale's just a little bit off. Yeah, we're more than a little bit off. So my actions, I would just go to the link to vehicle specs. And it's a little hard being the Back to the Future DeLorean, because I'm guessing it doesn't exactly match up with manufacturer specs. And I am not all that well versed on what years DeLorean were made. You know what? Google to the rescue. There we go. The DeLorean Motor Company specifications. 81, 82, 83. So I'm just going to do it that way. So in the properties, for the length, width, and height, the overall length is 166 inches, which I got to convert over from metric. So we're just going to we're going to do a length change, and we're going to do 166 inches. That's 4.216 meters. Oh, you know what? I'm going to maintain aspect ratio here and see if it fits. So 4.2164 meters. Enter. The width is 1.96 meters. 0.97 meters. Sorry, that's 77 inches. Yep. It's right. So this one is to scale. We just had to change our scale just a little bit. So we now have a scale DeLorean with a light bar and a spotlight. I love it. Okay, we are getting very short on time here, and I've got a hard stop. Unfortunately, I have to get out of here just a little bit, or I have to leave you guys just a little bit early for a hard stop. But anyway, that's a little bit on assembling vehicles. So we take pieces of one model, pieces of another, and then we put them together to get what we want. And in reality, the sky is the limit here. If you can't find what you're looking for, odds are you can find a piece of what you're looking for in one place, a piece of what you're looking for in another, and then bring them together. And again, all we're doing is we're going down inside of one model, cutting or copying what we want, lifting that out and placing it into another model. And then from there, importing it into Reveal. And again, the sky is the limit here. If you get something really freaking weird, some trailer, some camper, some DeLorean that's involved in a pursuit, man, the sky is the limit. If you've got a patrol car that has a certain style of push bumper, but you've got an Impala as your patrol unit, and you can't find an Impala with that push bumper, but you can find the push bumper, say, on a Charger, but you've got an Impala, you can bring multiple things together, right? You can find one model that has a component you like, another model you can with a component you like, bring them together. So that was the purpose of this week's episode. Hopefully it was useful. Hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully it was worthwhile to you. Next week is going to be a fun one. I'm really looking forward to next week, where we're going to take, next week's going to be a little bit crime oriented, where we're going to take an iPad with SketchUp Scan to Design. We are going to scan a crime scene, and then we're going to bring that iPad scanned crime scene into Reveal. In addition to that, we're going to make some, we're going to put some things into it in SketchUp. We're going to do some things in SketchUp, but you can scan with an iPad and bring a textured model into Reveal. And it doesn't take very long at all to do it. So that's what we're going to be covering next week. So if you're watching on YouTube, please like, subscribe. If you're watching us on Facebook, please follow us. We try to put updates on Facebook every now and then. If you're on LinkedIn, hey, give us a follow. Give us a comment on how you think we're doing. If there's something you'd like to see, would love to hear back from you. With that, I'm going to send you all back to your day. Thank you all very much, and look forward to seeing you again.